Hi, Village. It's Alima, the host of Positive Continent News. Do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe before I get started with this update. And when it comes to art, the beauty about it is that it's never too old to discover art and even news. So, one of my favorite Afrobeat artists, this is one of the two, I named the first one before, is Wizkid. Shout outs to all the Wizkid fans since Azonto and before. We've watched him grow, and it's been a beautiful journey and transformation. Wizkid has a project that dropped recently, an album called Maroyo, named after his late mother that passed away last August. This was her middle name, and in Yoruba, it means I see joy. The album is so beautiful. It's like you see a different part of him with each album. And this was a little bit softer. I hear a little bit sadness, but I also feel joy when I listen to this album. And I just wanted to share with people who might be newer to Afrobeats that as far as the bigger artists coming out of Nigeria, Wizkid takes the cake when it comes to being the closest to making traditional Afrobeat, like similar to how it started, very instrumental, very relaxing at times. He really knows how to help you unwind and just feel amazing when you listen to the album. Wizkid, if you see this video, do me a favor. Your fans, your real big fans, please put your last three albums on vinyl, particularly the last two, meaning this one that just came out and your previous More Love, Less Ego album, especially. Phenomenal. So I just wanted to bring a special attention to this album because he deserves it. He's an OG in the game, very humble. Unfortunately, his American tour got canceled because his mom passing away. So I know me, along with other people in the States, really want to see Wizkid. So hopefully we'll see you soon. But I wanted to shout Wizkid out. Okay? So check out that album. I'm going to put a picture here. Maroyo. And rest in peace to his mother. Okay, so this next story I'm covering is, in a way, complicated. There's just so many layers. Some might say this is not positive news. Some might say it's positive. It depends on who you're speaking to, really, and what life experiences have brought them to their opinions. Okay, so the Economic Community of West African States, otherwise known as ECOWAS, was formed in 1975. It is based in Abuja, Nigeria. As the title says, it has a lot to do with economy, trade, border security, etc. They recently met. A huge topic discussed right now is the Sahel states, especially what's been going on within the last 2 years relating to French colonialism, relating to a lot of extremist Islamic groups, military groups, etc. The Sahel region is primarily Muslim with an Islamic influence and has been for a while now, meaning thousands of years, due to influence from, Arabs from the Middle East. And people have the right to celebrate, and you can say, I don't want to say adhere to their religion, but people have a right to subscribe to any religion they want to. I actually have very deep Muslim roots. I am not a Muslim, but I acknowledge my roots and definitely will be looking more into studying in that background. I just want to put that disclaimer out. So it's not the religion itself. It is extremist views, which can be displayed in any religion: Christianity, atheism, Judaism, Buddhism, etc. Okay? It's just people having extreme views and using religion to back it up. Unfortunately, a lot of coups happen, wars, a lot of people die. And it doesn't help with the French colonial rule in these regions, sometime funding certain wars, whatever benefits the colonizer. This is how this works. So there's a lot of issues going on in this area, particularly Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. They left ECOWAS, you can say, last year to form the Sahel states, which kind of started really being active, you can say, January of last year. And ECOWAS is giving them a trial period or giving them time. So they have 6 months. So until January 2025, you can say to get it together to decide, if they're really leaving ECOWAS, like, are they really, really gone for real, or are they going to join? With this meeting of ECOWAS, there are neutral parties like the Liberian president and the Senegalese president, who is trying to be like a moderator, especially in this situation, since Senegal has a heavy Islamic influence as well, and also French. There's other countries that are involved in ECOWAS that, don't really want to see this dissolution. So with me presenting this to you, my thought is always about the regular everyday citizen. How are they going to benefit from this? Because ECOWAS, a lot of people don't feel like they do much. It really depends on who you're talking to. Colonialists pull the strings in the background. So are the everyday people really benefiting for whatever they're doing with trade, with border security, etc.? Because it's supposed to be benefiting. We still do not have a unified dollar on the continent, whether it be regional or continent-wide, which eventually needs to happen, right? Just like the euro is in Western Europe. So these things have been played around and discussed for so long, but what's the issue with them not being implemented? This is how ECOWAS could be benefiting people with trade. Visa-free. I believe all these countries are visa-free. I will do background research. Visa-free in the region, but eventually the whole continent needs to be visa-free so that people can trade, people can do business within different countries at different borders to for people to have a better life and to increase business on the continent. These are the things that are not happening. So the Sahel states are pretty frustrated because they feel like the other countries are not understanding and backing them when it comes to getting rid of French colonial rule. The whole continent needs to get rid of colonial rule, like from the background. So French is known, the France is known to pull the strings in the background in particular, but England is still there to a capacity. Portugal is still there to a capacity. Spain is still there to a capacity. So getting them out of there. If ECOWAS was doing what I described before, then it would make sense how this group is working, in cohesion to better the continent. But there's just certain things that me in particular, living on a different continent, that I have not seen. Please leave your comments if you are in any of these ECOWAS countries and tell me what positive things that you've seen. That is the issue with the everyday people. There's people getting killed by Boko Haram and other Islamic extremist groups. Bystanders, innocent bystanders, that is the issue. People's lives getting terrorized on top of that. Because the tactic of divide and conquer is alive and well on the continent, I don't know if the Sahel states breaking off is a good idea, even though ECOWAS doesn't really seem to be benefiting them. There needs to be a cohesion at this point. This is the number one issue, that things are not really, it's just too many egos involved. And this is why I'm pro feminine leaders on the continent, to kind of be more intuitive with how they are ruling whatever country, whatever jurisdiction. Feminine energy leaders, because I've seen a female biologically rule a country but still exhibit masculine tendencies, and it didn't help. So in this particular case, a biological woman who was in her feminine energy to be intuitive with decision making, because it's just too much masculinity and too much ego, and this is how wars get started and people's lives get ruined, because they're not thinking, they're just thinking out of ego. So there's a lot of division going on, and there needs to be a cohesion within that region in particular, since this is what we're discussing, with how to get a unified currency in that region. Maybe in the future, other regions can do their own currency, and then eventually a whole continental currency to make trading and traveling visa-free status in that region, and for it to spread throughout the whole continent. But since we're talking about West Africa in this sense, so there's a lot of religion, colonization, culture, language, ethnicity, economy, border security, social status, social class. There's just so many different social structures at play, and there needs to be cohesion. I hope that I presented this information to you in a way that people who might not be familiar with this can understand, because basically ECOWAS is breaking up. Is this the right decision? Is the question here. Is this further breaking up going to help anyone, the everyday people? Because it's a lot of egos at play that's clashing, and and the continent has a common enemy, which is colonial powers, and now China and Russia coming in. We got to make the right decision to benefit the everyday people. So I'm hoping that at some point there's some feminine women that can come in and help these men, because ECOWAS is full of men, the leaders there, chairperson, everybody, excuse me, to help these people be more intuitive in the decision making so lives cannot be ruined, and so that economic growth can happen. I will keep you posted with any updates. This is not necessarily positive in a way, but it's something that needed to be discussed. And feel free to leave any comments. Burkinabés, Nigerians, people from Niger, meaning that, not Nigerians, and Malians, tap in. Est-ce que tu écris en français dans ces champs? So if you have to write in French, you can do it in the comments. That's fine. I just really want to know what's really going on, like on the ground over there, and even other countries like bystanders, like Liberia, Senegal, Cape Verde. Like, how do you feel about this? I want to hear from all the ECOWAS states, Nigeria. What can be done as a collective for there to be cohesion to better situations? We need this unified currency. We need border security, and we definitely need visa-free status in the whole region. Be blessed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.